Welcome back to You Decide Southern California 2014, where we question the candidates about the issues that you care about. On the hot seat now is West Hollywood Council member Jeff Prang, candidate for LA County Assessor, an office, as you may know, that has been plagued with controversy following the corruption charges of former Los Angeles County Assessor John Noguez. And Brian Calle will let you kick things off.
Thanks, Tony. This is an office that has really lost the confidence of the public, and it's not the first time that it's lost the confidence of the public. How would you differentiate yourself as an assessor from the current assessor and previous assessors who have felt,
Well, I came in from the outside 2.5 years ago. I came in to help restore integrity and stability to the office, and I did that. I helped get John Noguez out of the office. I worked with the Board of Supervisors to bring in a reform administration. I've been a critical part of that reform administration for the last 2.5 years. And the truth is, through a lot of hard work, through putting more internal security controls in, through aggressive audits on our fiscal and managerial program, the office is run pretty well today. Noguez's people are out. The weak spots where the corruption took place have been sealed, and we have embarked on an aggressive plan for the next 3 to 5 years to help restore public confidence to the office and to help increase its operational efficiency.
Mr. Prang, let's talk about this. And a lot of people may actually not know about this particular issue, but people who tend to be wealthier or who tend to have multiple properties also tend to employ what are known as tax agents.
That's correct.
These are people who lobby basically your office to have their properties reassessed at a lower value so that they can pay fewer dollars in property taxes. What about that?
They hire these tax agents or lobbyists to challenge the assessor's established value, which is your right to do, and evaluations are always an opinion. So sometimes they're right and sometimes they're not, and you can go before an appellate board to make that decision.
But should there be more regulations on these
absolutely.
people?
And that was one of the first things I did when I got to the office. I proposed that tax agents be banned from making political contributions, and that today is the law. I propose that they be registered and regulated like lobbyists on the other side of the legislative side of government, which they are today. The previous assessor had a special advisory committee made up of tax agents who got special access, and I shut that committee down.
One of the really important things to people who are voting in this particular election is Prop 13.
Yes.
Where do you stand on Prop 13, and how would you uphold it or not in this office?
Well, Proposition 13 plays a critical role in maintaining the stability of our property taxes for residents and businesses. It's been integrated into our economy for the last 35 years, and I do not support changing that. The assessor has very little impact. The assessor's job is to enforce Prop 13, but has no role in the policy end of Prop 13. Our job is to provide good information to policymakers, whether they be members of the public, who are the only ones who can change Prop 13, or the legislature, who might want to address it. And but I think that we should think very carefully before significant changes would be considered.
When this whole scandal broke with Mr. Noguez, one of the things, one of the side effects of that is that there was a proposition, a ballot measure, to determine whether or not the assessor should be appointed by the Board of Supervisors or whether it should remain an elective office. And the people chose to keep it an elective office. Good idea?
I think it probably should be appointed, but there's one area where people need to think on this. I was with the assessor's office in the early part of the 1990s. First time that property values fell post Prop 13. The Board of Supervisors didn't do a good job with their budget in those days, and they were very nervous about lowering property values because of the impact it would have on the budget. The assessor must be independent. Your property value needs to be fair and accurate.
But how could that happen if you are beholden to the Board of Supervisors?
That's the problem. If it's appointed by the Board of Supervisors, because I remember back in 1992, 93, the executive office was calling down, urging Assessor Kenny Hahn not to lower the values all the way because it was going to impact their budget, and that's wrong. That is an unfair tax increase on the taxpayers, and that can't be. So if we're going to come up with a new scheme where we have an appointed assessor, you have to take into consideration that issue of independence. An appointed assessor by the Board of Supervisors is not independent enough.
Assume you're elected. On day one, what do you do?
Well, there's two big things for the next assessor. The first and most important thing is going to take the whole term, I believe, helping restore public confidence through audits, through good public information about what we're doing to improve the office. The most important thing, though, is replacing our systems. We should be an information technology-based system, but our computer system is still a 1970s era, mainframe, green screen, DOS-based system that requires COBOL programmers. We believe that we've already embarked on the plan to replace the system. It's probably going to cost $80 million and take 4 years. Putting that system into place will be ensure better accuracy and fairness in assessments. It'll mean better customer service, meaning whoever answers the phone will have information at their fingertips rather than having to research it. And it will help us do our core job of real estate appraisal better, more accurately, and more fairly than before. That's the biggest challenge.
Well, this is the point in the segment where you get 30 seconds to make any statement that you want about your candidacy or anything that you think may not have been covered in the Q&A. So are you ready?
Well, yes, I am.
The floor is yours, sir.
Thank you very much. The next assessor needs to have competence and integrity to help restore this office. Everybody needs to have confidence that the assessor is not giving special treatment to major donors, and you need to know that the taxes you're paying are based on fair and accurate valuations. I intend to bring that level of competence and that level of integrity to the office. I have a 25-year record in the city of, 18-year record as a council member in the city of West Hollywood and as a public administrator in doing just that, and I respectfully ask for your vote.
Jeff Prang, thanks so much. Appreciate you coming in and sitting on the hot seat for us this evening.
Thank you so much. It's great to be here.
All right, and when we come back, our next hot seat guest is going to be Robert Ming. He is running in Orange County for the 5th District Supervisor seat. Also, make sure that you stick around until the end of the show so that we can tell you how you can join in on the conversation. Back in a moment.